Okay, cool. We're set up. Well, hello YouTube. Welcome to my channel, as yet unnamed as of the filming of this video. I am brand new at all of this. I am a millennial old person and have never heard of the World Wide Web. What is an internet? I have never been here ever in my life. So yeah, I'm brand new at this. Bear with me. It's going to be a hot dumpster fire probably for a while, but on the positive side, I brought marshmallows. No, I didn't. I actually don't. But I'll probably buy some later today because now I'm really craving marshmallows. I'm sorry. Anyway, welcome to my first video ever on my first YouTube channel ever. Today I am going to introduce myself and talk about starting up this channel and where I'm at in life, I guess. And I'm gonna paint some stuff and you can watch. So yeah, we'll get into it. Okay. So, who am I? Well, my name is Rose. I also answer to a myriad of other names that you can call me. Theon or Fox is my gamer tag. Bowtie is also part of my gamer tag. You can call me any variation or clip of my YouTube channel name once I have decided on what that's going to be. You can call me any of my old performing character names or any roleplay character you've ever seen or heard of as me, like Ruby, Emerald, Queer Deer, John Doe, Garden Party, the Tea Lady, that one lizard person in the RP chat, I don't know. I also answer to a variety of common nouns that remotely even resemble any of the names I have ever gone by. So yeah, basically call me pretty much anything you want, just as long as you call me by they, them, or he, him pronouns. Please and thank you. Actually, no, not please and thank you. I'm not going to ask, just do it. They, them pronouns, he, him pronouns, and more about me while I decide what color I want to just basically doodle all over this thing with. Let's do... Actually, no, hang on. I have more paint in a horribly messy drawer over here. I'm gonna start with orange. You can't read that, it's too dark. I'll fix the lighting at some point, I promise. Anyway. Anyway, so that is things you can call me and my pronouns. I am non-binary. I lean a little bit more masculine usually, so I do identify as trans, or rather I am trans. Metallic orange might not have been a great color to start with on cardboard, but that's okay. I don't actually have a plan for this painting right now. It's just sort of gonna happen while I ramble. But yeah, I'm non-binary, I'm trans. I'm also horribly neurodivergent, as you will no doubt witness while I get distracted 10 billion times making this video and go on several tangents, I'm sure. And I'm super nervous right now, so my voice is kind of weird and crackly. Sorry about that. But I'm super neurodivergent. I have had ADHD since the day I was born, now adult ADHD, and it is horrible. I also have clinical depression and general anxiety and social anxiety, and also 2.5 decades worth of family trauma that I am going to continue to suppress and never talk about again. That's probably a lie. Anyway, so yeah, neurodivergent and queer, and I wanted to start by introducing myself as such because representation is important, and it's really important to me that my channel is a space where other queer and neurodivergent people can feel free to comment and express and just have a good time, and feel comfortable, you know? I know how important those kinds of spaces are to all of us. So, hello. I also want to start out by talking a little bit about the communities that I am part of and that I support and love wholeheartedly. As I said, I am part of the LGBTQ community. I am also aro-ace as part of that community, asexual and aromantic. For those of you who have never heard of the term aro-ace or are still in denial that we actually do exist, hello, I'm not a unicorn. But yeah, LGBTQ. I'm also a huge nerd, as you probably can't tell by my lovely work mat here. It's JoJo. Poor Johnny Joestar, he's about to get paint all over him. Well, he's had worse. Also a huge nerd. I used to be more into like cosplay and going to cons and doing photo shoots when I was younger, but now I sort of am in a more relaxed, chill, like fandom adjacent kind of mode, which is nice. And by the way, I do like your shoelaces, Mr. President. Hit me up. If you know, you know. And I also just generally believe that, you know, no matter who or what we are, we're all people. And like at the end of the day, that is one group. Just people, just human beings, you know, we're all built relatively the same when you think about it. And that said, we all deserve the same rights, and we all deserve to live our lives comfortably and happily and with minimal bother. And none of us deserve, you know, to get hurt or, I don't know. That is to say, of course, I support BLM. I support reproductive rights. I support what I call radical community aid, which is basically, you know, it speaks for itself. Where the system fails us and fails our neighbors, it's our job to step up and support each other. We just deserve the right to live comfortably and be part of a community that we feel safe in. And I also am sort of casually religious, like many people are in the Western world, of course. I follow the 7 tenets of the Satanic Temple, and I do a bit of lunar witchcraft here and there, which you'll probably be seeing videos on, because I do get a little artsy with that as well. Because, you know, the moon, she's an artist. She gets it. But yeah, So that is more about me as a person and the kind of energy that I'm going to be bringing to this channel and inviting into this channel, and the things that I want this channel to be a safe space for. To use a cliche term that is kind of loaded at this point in history, but you know, I want us all to be comfy and just do art together. So, you know, if any of that sounds like not your cup of tea, or if it bothers you in any way, or if, you know, you don't tolerate people that are like any of the things I've just lumped myself in with, that's fine. I totally get it. 100% fair. And you know, there's an easy solution to that, actually. I recommend it. I recommend it, that you give it a try and just leave right now. I'll wait. All right. Now that we've sorted out all the weirdos. So that is all about me and who I am as a person. And, of course, the most important thing that I'm going to tell you about myself today is that I am an artist. I have been an artist since the day I was born. I was born moving and making things and creating and being a huge, colorful mess. It is, you know, it is my special talent. It's my cutie mark, Twilight Sparkle. It is what I am meant to be at my core, and I firmly believe that. This is metallic, by the way. Oh, you can't see that because of the window, but it shimmers. It's really nice. But I'm an artist, and I use that word in the loosest possible, vaguest possible sense. Because throughout my life, I have done or am actively doing basically a little bit of everything that you could possibly think of. I draw and I paint and I do everything from acting in community theater to singing to dancing to set crew and a little bit of live sound tech with the community theater that I was involved with for a time. I do costume construction and design, character creation. I make things in so many different ways, from little sculpey creations that you can't see, but that's okay. I'll show you more about those later, to creating things out of recycled cardboard and masking tape that actually, function as things. This is a mask that I'm working on, by the way, that I'll probably do a video on soon because it's not done. But this is all recycled cardboard and masking tape and some packing foam that I stole from my previous job, and duct tape and paint, and an old shirt. Recycled materials is a big focus in a lot of my art. I had a very transformative experience a couple years ago with an apprenticeship I did that their whole thing that they taught us about was that art needs to be more accessible to the working class and to people with lower income. Art should not be a luxury and a commodity. It should be, it's part of everyday life and it's part of our souls, and everybody deserves access to art. And I agree. So that's a big focus for me as well. So I use recycled materials and cheap materials and dollar store materials and things that, this is made to be consumable. This is made to have a shelf life. This is made that, you know, you can buy it because you like appreciating it in the moment, and then years later, when you've grown and changed as a person and you're like moving halfway across the country or whatever, you can throw it out or give it away or whatever. I don't care. It's cardboard and paint. But, right. That's where I was going with that tangent. So yeah, I am an artist. I make things, and I paint, and I draw, and I sing, and I perform. And one of my favorite things to do, one of my favorite artistic endeavors, and my biggest passion is circus training, actually. So with circus training, you know, I have the discipline that is my heart and soul. The thing I do purely for my own enjoyment is aerials, and I've been doing that for several years off and on. Yes, aerials, like the flying trapeze, only not like the flying trapeze, more like the static trapeze that you can actually find spaces to train for and practice, and actually more like the lyra hoop, which is my secret clandestine lover. And if you don't know what that is, I don't blame you. Nobody else does either. I encourage you to Google it and teach yourself something new and fun today. But yeah, I love the lyra hoop. And I train that for me, you know. And then my bread and butter of circus training that I trained for several years and actually was street performing with back in my hometown for several years is clowning and prop manipulation. And I like to call myself an equilibrist, which means I practice balancing stuff, balancing on things, balancing things on me. It's just fun. I love it. And I do some weird shit with stilts and rollabola and chairs when I can find disposable folding chairs that are sturdy enough to balance on. And like I said, I used to perform with clowning and props back in my hometown for a couple of years. But then a pandemic hit, and then I actually moved to a bigger city, and suddenly it's been 3 years and I haven't actually touched anything. Oops, how did that happen? So there will no doubt be many videos on me being silly and playing around with the stuff that I have collected over the years that I want to get back into and play with and get back up to performing level with. Yeah. So that brings me to, you know, why this? Why now? Why am I making this channel? And why am I sharing all this with people? And this is the part of the video where it's gonna get a bit sappy and TMI and personal information-y and like sad puppy story. So if that's not your cup of tea, I understand again, and 100% no shame in skipping to the end, honestly. But you get to, you would miss my lovely voice and my weird sense of humor if you like it. And yeah, anyway, TLDR for those folks that don't have the time, which I don't blame you for. I'm an artist. Watch me make stuff. My Venmo link is in the description. Please support, like, and subscribe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah. So why am I doing this? For those of you who are sticking around and want to know details of my personal life for weird reasons, that's fine. I also am really nosy. I honestly am doing this now because I'm at sort of a crossroads point in my life. You know, I talked about my mental health and the things that are screwy with my brain, and I am not one of those people that believes ADHD is a secret superpower. It's not. It is debilitating. It affects every aspect of your life, especially when it comes with comorbidities like depression and anxiety and trauma. So I have really been struggling with those things for the past 10 years, over 10 years, honestly. And, you know, struggling with trying to fit into society and trying to act normal and trying to be the version of me that other people see as worth it, you know, worth being around, worth paying for work, worth validation, I guess, in general. And just feeling like a failure at that constantly over the last decade, over a decade, honestly, because it goes all the way back to when I was in school. And, you know, that stuff just kind of builds up over time. And, you know, I have gotten to this point where I've been careening down this road so fast and for so long that I don't even have fumes left to coast on. I just am at the end of my road and I'm rolling to a stop. And I'm desperate, you know, I'm desperate for something to change and to start enjoying my life, you know? And of course, on top of all that stuff, as I flip my notes page here, on top of all that stuff, I have been pretty much unmedicated for the last decade since I was in school. So I've been unmedicated and untreated, and yeah, I just can't do this anymore. So I recently started making a bunch of big changes and decisions in my life. I started therapy, which 100% I recommend to anybody and everybody. If you ever feel like you are going it alone, like you just need extra support, or like you are, you know, at the bottom of your barrel, at the end of your rope, or if you just feel like it's time for a new direction in life and you need somebody to tell you where to go and how to get there, go to therapy. Seriously. It's wonderful. I love having a therapist. But I started therapy and I went to a psychiatrist, and I actually just recently started medication again. And it feels so much better. Finally, you know, finally being on medication and getting help and feeling like I have support, from these people whose professional job it is to tell me how to finally succeed at life, and B, to have that support medically from, you know, from the Ritalin and from the Prozac, to feel like I have a safety harness on finally, and like I have a way to help me let go of things that I need to let go of. I'm just sort of doodling on this. Another huge change that I made in my life was I quit my job, which isn't that big a deal in itself for me because I job hop like nobody's business. But I quit my job and I hopefully am trying to quit an entire career that I have spent 10 years building that just has been actively doing me harm this entire time. And side note, while I go on another tangent, if you are neurodivergent in any way and you work in retail or hospitality or the service industry or anything people facing, I am genuinely sorry. I empathize with the hell that you're going through, that you live with on a daily basis. Take care of yourself. Get some help. The money is not worth 1 mental health day off or 2 mental health days off, or you know what, just quit your job. Quit your job. Do it. I know somebody out there needs to hear it. I support you. I know that's meaningless, but yeah, the service industry in general is really, really rough on those of us who have a lot of trouble communicating with people. And yet here I am talking to myself and also probably millions of people on the internet. Hopefully someday. But yeah, I quit my job, I quit my career. I don't want to go back. And right now I'm just sort of at this rest stop in my life, trying to decide what I really want. And like, to be honest, to be 100% honest and, you know, totally fair, what I want is to just make things and paint and enjoy life. If I could just, you know, sell cardboard paintings and tiny dragons for $5 a pop on the street every day for the rest of my life, I would. Of course, that's not how life works. And that really brings me to the conclusion of all this and why, you know, why I'm making this video and why I'm starting this channel. In that, you know, we all gotta pay rent and we all gotta buy food and we all have to pay insurance and medical bills. And you know, I'd love to buy more art supplies. I mean, these paints are like 10 years old. Eventually, I am going to run out of paint. Some of them are in really bad shape. I don't think you can see how bad that red is getting, but it's really nasty. But you know, I'd love to be able to afford things easily, like a roof and food and my medication that's been helping me so much the past couple weeks. And I would like to be able to afford to keep doing what I actually like and what I'm made for. Like I said, this is it. Like, I have known this since I was a small child, when all I ever wanted to do was keep dancing. And as a little teenager, when all I wanted to do was keep singing and keep acting. As a teenager, when all I wanted to do was stay on the stage, was keep drawing. Throughout my adult life, when all I wanted to do was keep training and keep painting and keep making. I've known this my entire life. And yet, being an artist, you know, it's a difficult trade, and it depends on, you know, other people's objective opinions of everything you do. And it's hard, especially when you're starting out, because like if you don't have the throwaway to invest in all of your life expenses for years to come, you know, everything you do is going to account to nothing, basically, because you're not going to make any money until you start up. But anyway, the point that I'm coming to, this background of being very proud of earning everything I have. My parents were like that, and I'm like that instinctively from them. And, you know, I want to earn support. I want to earn the right to live as what I am. I want to earn being able to do exactly what I want to do. But I don't really have a lot to offer in return right now. So while I do this, while I create, and while I get my feet under me, and while I start selling cardboard paintings and tiny dragons and tissue paper flowers and whatever else I can get my hands on the street in the city, and, you know, practicing and playing and performing, I want to share this journey with the rest of the world, and perhaps, you know, somebody will somewhere think that that is worth something. I don't even know if what I just said made sense. But I suppose, you know, if you are the kind of person that will toss a 5 to a guy playing guitar on the street, if you are the kind of person that will buy your buddy a slice of pizza 2 days before payday because it's down to rent or food, if you are the kind of person that just believes that the world could be a more colorful, more creative place, and that the arts are important, and that supporting people who are trying to start making their dreams come true is worthwhile. And if you get any sort of joy out of watching people do what they love and enjoy their lives, then, you know, stick around. I think you'll like what you see. I promise that, you know, after this, my videos will be much less boring and much less rambly and much less words and much more art. But if you're that kind of person, stick around. And, you know, if you are in a good enough place that you feel like you have something to offer, that you have something to share with somebody who really needs it right now, do click the link in the description below. Do toss a couple bucks to my Venmo. You know, I mean, I get it. It's hard out there these days. The world is horrible. And I understand that. And I'm not asking for, you know, people to sign up for a monthly subscription service to basically nothing. And I'm not, you know, I'm not asking for people to donate $100 at a time, or to, you know, buy massive canvas paintings that they don't need for no reasons. Just, you know, $5 here and there to help me out so I can buy groceries, pay my rent, afford the bus. And, you know, the bonus for you is that if you do so, you then get to enjoy the rest of your day fantasizing about being a rich, famous gallery owner in the Art Deco period, who is giving a nice little allowance to your young shut-in genius painter who is actually your secret gay lover, and having everybody that you pass on the street quietly gossip about the scandal of it all. You get to have all the fun fantasizing about that while not having to deal with being rich or famous, or having people gossip about you behind your back, or having a paint chip covered gremlin living in your basement, stealing your paper towels and cutting up your old clothing. Because don't worry, what I'm making is going to look really cool. I will show you eventually, if I finish it. Yeah. So please do donate. Please do, I don't know, like, subscribe, whatever people do these days on YouTube. Support the arts. And I mean, like, not just me. If you know an artist, go and love your local artist. They need it. I really want to show this to you guys, but I don't think the lighting is right. But this is what I've been doing over here while mumbling into this lavalier mic that I got for a previous job. Most of these paints are metallic, so it is actually going to shimmer like that when it's done and dry. And I'll probably put some more blue, light blue, into it. Let me know if any of you are ever, like, even theoretically interested in buying any of my artwork like this. 'Cause, like, I'm trying to suss out how the whole commissions and selling stuff over the internet thing will work. It's something I want to do, but, like, I don't do digital art, so it would involve shipping things to people and having deadlines. I'm really bad at deadlines. But if it's a viable way of getting art out into the world, then I would do it. This has been painting with me and rambling with me. Definitely stick around, and I will post more art and talk about things like making masks and practicing rollabola and, I don't know, drinking tea and petting my roommate's cat. Yeah. Well, it's been fun. Goodbye, everybody. I promise this is the actual end now. Goodbye. Like, subscribe, and check out my Venmo. Okay, cool. I need a sign off or something. Oh my gosh, I'm so